push for Marina Mabrey. I didn't even think about that, bruh. Who just did it? I didn't even.
I believe the WNBA have successfully broken.
This is precisely the kind of disgraceful behavior that's undermining the WNBA from within. Marina Mabrey has shown herself to be nothing more than a violent bully, believing she can attack the league's biggest star and simply walk away with a smirk. But reality is catching up to her at last. Fans have had enough of this nonsense, and the repercussions are finally starting to land.
Because I believe she was hurt during the Las Vegas Aces game. Those the last two games she played bad. The Marina Mabrey push could be the hump that broke the camel's back. I think it was that push, bro. I forgot all about the damn push. Wow, that could be what injured her.
On June 17th, during what should have been a hard-fought contest between the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun, Marina Mabrey crossed a line that no athlete should. Video footage captures the entire sequence. Caitlin Clark is poked in the eye by J.C. Sheldon, reacts instinctively to create space, and then, in a shocking escalation, Mabrey barrels in like a linebacker and forcefully slams Clark to the ground. What unfolded wasn't just unsportsmanlike, it bordered on outright assault.
Marina Mabrey shoves Caitlin Clark to the ground after she's slashed in the eye by one player, rushed by another. Like, I can clearly see why some of y'all teams in the WNBA are just not successful, bro. Like, y'all don't know how to act. We just gonna call it for what it is. Y'all don't know how to act. Like, there's basketball stuff, and then there's just completely playing.
But here's the part that truly infuriates fans: the absolute lack of remorse. While Caitlin Clark lay on the court in visible pain, possibly injured, Marina Mabrey was seen smirking in the background, as if proud of what she'd done. She even appeared to celebrate, dancing around like she had just made the play of the game. It was a disturbing display, especially considering she had just leveled the very player widely credited with revitalizing interest in women's basketball. The referees witnessed this blatant act in real time, and yet somehow Marina Mabrey perceived the exact same technical foul as Caitlin Clark, the player who was attacked. Let that sink in. The aggressor and the victim were punished equally. That's not officiating. That's a total failure of accountability and a glaring indictment of how far professional basketball has strayed from fairness.
I'm really trying to figure out why the entire WNBA acts like they hate Caitlin Clark. Maybe not the entire WNBA, but in tonight's game with the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun, it was a dead ball and Caitlin Clark literally got shoved to the ground. This tweet really sums it up. Marina Mabrey shoved Caitlin Clark to the ground. Again, it was a dead ball. She didn't get ejected from the game. If you watched the game, it was very evident. It looked like Caitlin got hit in the eye by a different player. Play is over, and then both of these players from the Suns come over and just knock her to the ground. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't understand why this is all happening to Caitlin Clark, who's brought so much attention to the league. Frankly, revenue and viewership numbers. She single-handedly has made the broadcast.
If you're finding value in this, please consider subscribing. Now here's where Mabrey's dirty hit becomes even more infuriating. Caitlin Clark was already battling a quad injury before the incident. Footage from previous games shows her using a heating pad on the bench, clearly pushing through pain to stay on the court, all for a lead that seems to take her presence for granted. Then comes Mabrey's cheap shot, and suddenly Clark's condition worsens. It wasn't just reckless, it was potentially career-altering.
It is her left groin. So it is near the quad area. Her first two injuries, though they were separate, they probably were like a causation correlation type of injury. And those were two separate injuries in her quad muscle. And this is an injury to her groin. It's really hard to say when or how she got it. There are a lot of images circulating showing that she did have her quad taped up during the...
Now, Clark is sidelined indefinitely with a groin injury that emerged after this incident. Coincidence? Hardly. When an athlete is already managing a muscle strain and then gets slammed to the floor, the body compensates in ways that often trigger new injuries. Mabrey didn't just assault Clark on the court. She may have set off a chain reaction that's now costing the league millions. The numbers speak for themselves. WNBA ratings have plunged over 50% since Clark went down. The Fever's nationally televised games averaged 1.81 million viewers with Clark on the court, compared to just 847,000 without her, a staggering 53% drop that can be traced straight back to Mabrey's reckless actions.
People are wondering, why the hell was Caitlin Clark in this game, a game that was over? With 16 seconds left against the Storm, they won the game.
Basketball of
but
the season.
some people are saying that Caitlin Clark got injured
off as Clark's back in.
Right there.
Down.
All right, on that play
And
that just happened, that it may be where the injury transpired.
Fans have reacted swiftly and harshly. Social media lit up with demands for Mabrey's suspension and questions about why the league allows its biggest star to be targeted. A petition calling for protection for Sophie Cunningham and punishment for Mabrey has already gathered thousands of signatures. How is she not suspended? Is echoing across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Meanwhile, WNBA posts featuring Mabrey are flooded with angry comments, and fans are now threatening to boycott the league entirely. These aren't casual viewers. They started watching because of Clark, and they're ready to walk away if the league won't protect her.
It continues to fail to meet the moment. Terrible decision to allow Marina Mabrey to stay in the game. People are watching as never before, and this is what they see, ? Absolutely. Her comments are completely on point. The league has got a chance to now actually sell itself. I mean, it's a league, and I'm just going to be honest, it's a league of some of the most unlikable athletes ever created, which makes it a tough watch for a lot of people. So now we've got people we actually like and sort of want to watch, want to support, and this is the product the league is putting out.
The league's response has been nothing short of embarrassing. At first, they gave Mabrey only a technical foul, and it took massive public backlash just to upgrade it to a flagrant 2. Still, no suspension, no serious consequence, just a fine that likely amounts to pocket change for a professional athlete. Meanwhile, Mabrey has shown no remorse. Her only comment, "Damned if I do, damned if I don't." That's not an apology, it's defiance. She's made it clear she doesn't care about the consequences of her actions, which says everything about her character. Coach Stephanie White was right to call out the officiating as a league-wide issue. She pointed out that everyone is improving except the referees, and she's not wrong. The officials have lost control of games, allowing star players to be targeted while the league looks the other way.
Standing up for her teammate. So evil.
Damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Damn.
Marina Mabrey, damned if I do. Did she just say damned if I do, damned if I don't? She just knocked someone on their ass for no reason from behind. She freaking Marcus Morris them. Well, no, sorry, Nikola Jokic on Marcus Morris.
If I do, damned if I don't.
I hate that one up.
Like, it's just basketball, man. Y'all love that shit in the NBA though. It'd be cool when the dudes do it.
People were calling for Jokic got a suspension for doing what Marina Mabrey did to Marcus Morris.
That was the quad. Then it was an aggravation of the quad, and now it's the groin on the same side of the body. I would not be betting her MVP. I don't think it's that important to the team. I don't want to say it's not important to her, but to sit here and bet her at 2.25 at BetMGM is not something I have any interest in. I was happy to bet her the day before she came back when it was 450, 475. But now that you're at 2.25 and we have another injury, a different injury, no, you will not get my money on MVP. No way. Now, title's a different story. You can still bet them 5-1 to win the title. If they just make sure that she's cool and are precautionary with this, of course they could win the title. But I'm pumping the brakes on anything in season, whole season, big picture.